Alright, we last left off in the People's Voice. The crew had been sailing for at least a day in the ocean. As they managed to escape from the Navy Admiral, the crew, as they're proceeding through the waters of the Great Intersection, they come to a stop after going on about their their downtime. They come to a stop to to basically to
Reconvene?
to reconvene with Locke Freeman, as Locke Freeman sets up these um, these little spaces on the ship, well, I guess standing platforms, as everybody is encapsulated by a light. The group gets transported to a different location. As the group gets transported, we now see them in we now see each of them all all standing upon their respective places that they were on the ship, all around the meeting table. As everybody is just standing, Russ that the area that Russ was in, I don't know if oh yeah, everybody was like standing on their own area, there was that. So basically, Russ is currently on the floor sleeping. You guys see each other. It looks very holographic, like it's yourself, but in tinted yellow, and pretty much you look sort of translucent, as the man greets you all.
I wanna.
Greetings. Yup. What is it?
Never mind. Go.
Okay. Greetings. I've gathered all of you here on this fine day. My name is Locke Freeman, the leader of the People's Voice. I see your companion is quite tired. Anyways, Nox, how's everybody doing on the for your group?
Uh, you're doing fine. No problems so far. Well, except that one time when we got chased by an admiral. But other
Oh,
than that,
you got you were chased by an admiral. I see. Which admiral was this?
Yun Wansugi.
Oh, that man. I see. Interesting, man. However, luckily for you, I have never doubted your guys' strength. You guys have
Hey,
successfully
sorry to interrupt, but do you guys know each other?
Oh, hi. Yes,
Hi.
we do. Knox is actually part of the People's Voice. He's been with us for quite a bit.
He was there when I got there, so he's been there he's been with the People's Voice before even I came.
Yeah.
And who might you be, miss?
My name is Eudora. She puts her hand out, expectant for a handshake. She's been taught that's polite.
You see the man? He's pretty much 7 feet tall, and he pretty much towers over you as he goes for a firm handshake, shaking your hand, and he says, "Ni- Nice to meet you too." As he walks over to not Rita, but Moira, he says, "And miss, you might be Moira. Is that correct?"
Yes,
I
very
see.
much so.
I see. Well, I wanted to see all of you because I would like to know who is allied with us. Oh, and also, by the way, that giant, what's his name?
Russ.
Okay,
He hasn't given us a last name.
it's fine. I will remember him for the rest of my life. Anyways, all of you, I gathered you all to state not a mission, but a specific request. You see, I've started the idea for this specific group. The what I have codenamed, well, what I have came up with this idea. You guys are known as the people.
Is
And
that a symbol or is that a strike force?
it is well, specifically to make it more clear, you guys are known as the Dawn, right? We have you guys as that. Now,
Why?
the reason why is because you all of you, your purpose is to make as many connections with many groups and people so that they are down to help our cause.
I see. If I may, we would most likely need a map of the territories that have already sided with us then. It'd be easier to branch out and try not to lure islands that were not surrounded by Navy control.
Right. Specifically for ones with Navy control, if it's more of a reconnaissance, but if you guys can convince more people to the seed of
Mm,
Did you just
wait,
cut out?
yeah, I cut out. Okay. So, if you're willing to spread the seeds of thoughts for those that are high in those areas that are highly guarded, that would also be beneficial. I know that this is a relatively risky plan, but it is a plan well needed due to the fact that although we are well connected with several islands, it is hard for us to focus our attention towards the culture of society. And so
Um,
yes,
If I may, this might be a risky strategy, but have you tried putting up posters in the islands?
specifically
So
posters.
it's actually
Okay, so specifically posters, that would be your guys' jobs.
I mean, everybody wants to be part of a club, so
what are
let's
we
make
advertising?
Basically,
for rebellion, I assume.
you guys are trying to influence as many people as possible to join our cause. We need the more allies we have, the powerful and very structured the people's voice will be to
Who, who are you rebelling against?
oh, Miss, I would like to ask how how aware are you to the current situation in the geopolitical scale of things?
I knew about 2 of those words, so not very.
I see. Well, the world as you know it might seem very peaceful, who knows, or very whimsical.
Locke, can I
Yes.
take lead on this one? People's Voice are good government. The Navy is the bad government.
I wouldn't say good or bad. There is no definitive good or bad. However, I will say the people's voice is the main existence is to essentially de-establish the the celestial or well, the eternal pioneers, which has been in, which are a group of people that have been in power for at least at this point 1200 years. Now, these group of people have been able to subjugate its citizens and use its propaganda to basically to have a very cultural standing, so that their establishment won't be dethroned. However,
Okay.
these are people that essentially incite slavery, war crimes against innocent populace. They're also hiding a very very colossal secret that they don't want revealed to the rest of the world.
I look at Eudora. Is she actually following?
No.
As this is all happening, Vedic and Eudora can kind of feel Moira getting both extremely angry and extremely, like, to an extent, a large amount of anxiety coming from her at the very mention of origins.
Eudora isn't like kind of actually even like looking at him anymore. She's just like, this is a nice place you've got. Just looking around.
And,
She heard good government, bad government, and she was gone.
and the man looks at Moira. He says, "And Moira, well,
She's finally looking at her scar.
my friend, I apologize for what has happened to you. I don't know the thorough details of your life. However, I will say that a situation like that won't happen under the command of, or under the guidance of the People's Voice." As he states this, he looks at Moira in a more like his face is more in a serious kind of face, if that makes any sense. Like, it's like Vedek's, but it's more like intense looking, you know, whereas Vedek's is more poker faced. This guy looks more like serious. And the man looks at the man states to Moira, "Moira, is that correct? The name?"
Yes. It's Moira.
Okay. Well, so actually, I would like to speak to you in private. There is something that I would like to discuss. As the man walks out the room, or as he's like walking towards a different door, he like kind of opens it, gesturing Moira to come in.
I'll
When
only
they
go
go
with you
out-
if you let me go back and get my cat.
Ma'am, your cat is on your shoulders.
No, he was in the kitchens.
Oh, well, it's as you say this, your cat, by the way, like just suddenly appears into the like the holographic thing. So pretty much you guys are holographs. Like,
What
you
a
guys are
nice-
projected. As
The
by
moment that happens, he's up back on her shoulder, and she's quite content in following.
yeah, and he continues.
When they leave the room,
Yup.
I'm gonna be like, so this bracelet, I won't be able to hear them, but I would get the emotion.
Eudora is doing that exact same thing. She is extremely curious as to what the thing he was talking about was.
Oh, by the way, I'm just gonna let you guys like all RP minus Moira, just for a short bit. So you guys can like talk amongst yourselves until like you guys are ready to transition.
So, Eudora, did
Hmm?
you follow what he said?
Mm, the the people's voice is good, and the other thing is not.
Well, I'll tell you what parts aren't good and what parts are kind of sort of good. But the people's voice change the bad government so government can be good.
Okay, is that what you're doing that?
Yeah.
How do the poster do people do the posters help? Because I can draw.
Well,
I
if
can make
it
posters.
tells the people about what the government does and lures people to our side in places of unrest, yes.
Oh, okay. I don't know too much about anything that's going on, so
If you want more about the people's voice, I'm sure Nox can tell you more than anyone else can. I point to Nox.
little man.
Ah. Well, I guess this technically makes me your senior, even though I'm the youngest.
Kid,
No.
you got a long way to go to.
Is
Truly.
Russ the youngest?
How old are you?
I'm 17.
Oh. I think I am. She starts like counting on her fingers. 18?
Oh, just a year. Hmm.
20. I thought we were talking about ages.
We were.
Okay, cool.
Well, the people's voice, I actually don't remember. It's been so long.
So it's chill. So the people's voice, right? So pretty much Nox, you can relay this information, but the people's voice is essentially a group of people, right, that essentially represents the general populace, and they represent the grievances and the discomfort and pretty much the agony that the people are suffering through because of the government, and so they exist to basically oppose the government.
Yeah, I get that. It's just Eudora doesn't really get it.
Yeah,
at
so
all.
basically, Nox, you have to explain it. So good.
Okay, so, the people's voice, like its name, represents the small civilians and we kind of help them against the government because the governments are bad people.
Okay. Eudora is thoroughly distracted now with some trinket on a shelf or something.
You're like playing. You're like fiddling with the pens. That
Yeah.
has like that
She
has like
finds a candle and she starts like melting in her hand, just
y-
having fun,
yeah.
fucking around.
All right.
You see me
Anyways,
just like staring intently. He's like, what is she doing?
let's see.
She takes some of the kind of warm wax and just wipes it on his face a little bit.
Also, is there anything with the bracelets that I notice while Moira and Locke are talking?
So you sense that there is a tense feeling of I guess like slight mixture of fear and anger.
Eudora's gonna walk up to Vedek and she's gonna be like, "Do you have any idea what's up with Moira? I'm very curious." And she doesn't feel very good right now.
Yeah, but like it's a troubled past. I'll try and deal with it. I don't really have a lot of experience. Most of the people I talk to, we usually had problems with, my parents won't let me do the things that I want to.
Yeah, but that's... My dad didn't let me do a lot of...
Okay. So, we're gonna cut to Moira. And so, as the man sort of sits down, as you're standing, you know, you're holographs, you don't need to sit. I mean, if you can sit on the ground if you want. But the man
He's
says...
sitting cross-legged on the ground, petting a cat.
The man looks at you. Your height... Okay. So, you're not the only druid.
Really? I didn't know that. I just assumed that every
No.
druid other than me was dead.
No. There's more druids in the world.
I was being very sarcastic. I really do hope you realize that.
Well, I'm saying this because the fact that druids are constantly hunted out every single day, not just you. And I wanted to reassure you, if people who follow the druidic arts have a legacy that they've been carrying for generations, that the government has been trying to de-establish, but failing every single time.
To be fair though, on that extent, they've killed off the entire circle of thorns. I'm the last student of...
Well, there are many who share the same, if not similar stories, such as yourself. What I wanted to ask was, what happened before you became a druid?
That's none of your business.
I see. Understandable. It is your past.
What happened before is very much done. And all you need to know is that what happened during it, I will finish what was started. That's all you need to know. And I just ask that you don't get in my way when I do that.
He looks at you. Well, when he looks at you, he gazes at you, and he has an intense...
While this is happening, Moira's kind of pissed.
And he has an intense look on his face, and he says, I sincerely am very sorry for everything that has happened to you. Now,
what do you know?
Protocol reset, and that's about it.
Insight check. Can I insight check this?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, he's being sincere. And he states, however, why were you sailing with... I'm curious, why were you sailing with the half-hats?
I needed to move on from where I was. If the Marines catch me, I go to jail and I'm either killed or used by whoever you druids.
Whoever what?
I'm either killed or a slave, and I'm not a fan of either idea.
Well, for druids, they just end up killing the druids. So, there is no druid prisoners that are alive, because they don't exist. The government just straight up... The government will deal with druids instantly as soon as they get their hands on people who know druidic arts.
Alright.
Now,
Why was I singled out, though? Were you just here asking me about my past that I have no interest in telling you about?
You intrigue me. You intrigue
The
me
last
quite a
person
lot.
that said that to me, I don't like talking about the last person that said that to me, so perhaps we don't say that to me ever again. I'd very much enjoy that.
He looks. He like nods. Understandable.
What do you want from me?
Well, we want your trust.
I'm sorry, but that's never going to happen.
Then if that's the case, you must leave this group.
That's not going to happen either.
Then I apologize, but it is our policy.
I'm willing to help your group, but I cannot trust.
Then we can't associate with you. It is our
Why not?
it is a crucial policy that we have. We do not let those that oppose us in. And it is a
I do not
it is
oppose you. I have very much the same goals as you.
Yes, ma'am, I understand, but we can't take any chances.
The literal government wants me dead. There is really no other group I could do shit for.
And we like to stay careful because this establishment is the people's beacon of hope. If this were to collapse, then the world will forever stay in a never-ending night if we aren't there to provide the assistance that the people needs.
By trust, what do you...
We want you to understand that we have no harm against you and that our affiliations, rather than seeing us just as a empty, soulless organization that the main goal is to de-establish the government, we want you to see this group not as a movement for specific reasons, but a calling upon the freedoms of the individual. Now, your trust is necessary because it is for security.
Then I'll trust you.
Great. As he pulls out a box and a locket, he opens this and you see what it appears to be a pill, and he places a water that's like in a container, and the container looks more like artificially produced, sort of deal. And he places the cup of water. He says, then you are required to take this. I will explain what it is. It is essentially a pill.
Moira is panicking the moment he pulls out that pill. I'm telling you this now.
Yep. And he
So,
states,
what emotions flash up at that point?
I mean,
Straight up panic. She is scared.
like fear. Yeah, that's the fear.
Like, how much fear?
A lot. Like, to the point where she might be kind of... She's just terrified.
Yep.
Straight up terrified.
And he states,
Vedic reacts and just like kind of goes close to the door, not really
that's
not
fine.
really opening it, but like
Yep.
just like what's happening in there.
Yep.
By the way, he felt her lying earlier. She was lying.
Wait, what?
Shit, yeah. No, when she said she was trusting him, she was lying.
Yep. And he states this. This is something that your friends all took, except for the new ones. they will go through the same thing. It is this pill, what it exactly does, it was actually engineered by your scientists. What it specifically does is it's a capsule that activates. It only activates when you completely decline staying with our establishment, and you will be essentially kicked out. But rather, it essentially it ends up wiping away the memories you had with the People's Voice and every single affiliation, so that you have no idea about our entire organization and the secrets we hold. The pill will only activate if you defect. As he
When this is all over
Mhm.
and everything is done, is there a way to remove the pill?
he says the pill will dissolve when a certain time limit has come, and when that time has come, uh, at that point it would have been, by the time this pill is completely thoroughly dissolved, it would take 7 years.
7 years?
Yes.
When I take this pill, I still have free will.
Yes. As long as you don't defect, you won't lose your memories of the People's Voice.
If I were to kill someone, well, this pill is in my system, nothing will happen.
If it's an opposition such as an origin official, then there's no, it won't cause the effects. By the way, the man, as he says this, he looks at you. You look afraid. What are you afraid of?
When a man you don't know suddenly pulls out a pill and a cup and basically tells you either take the pill or we're kicking you out of the group, how would you react?
If I was very determined to serve the people, it wouldn't matter to me.
She picks up the pill and just is holding it in her hand, just staring at it for a minute.
Mhm.
I can leave anytime I want, and the memories will just be wiped.
Yes. Any affiliations, any of the friends that you've made, any connections, everything will be wiped, and there is no recovery. Unless if you have, unless if, actually, yeah, there is no recovery. Yep.
And if I were to refuse to do something for this group, would it be considered me leaving?
Well, it would determine upon the action.
There are things I will never be willing to do.
And that is,
I will not kill another druid, and I will not harm anyone that is part of my friend's family.
he says, well,
And one of them is a Marine.
well, you're in luck, because we won't force you to kill your own family.
Not my family. I have no family. My family.
Well, whatever, your friends. We have no, if it's a friend or comrade or whatever, we're fine if you don't kill them. It won't really matter. Our reasoning, our main purpose is not to kill the opposition, but it is to have a goal and essentially accomplish said goal. Now, assassination isn't always something that we're looking forward to do, but we have to do it either way. War is war, my friend, and it is not pretty.
I believe I'm one of the prime examples of how ugly things can get. And as she says that, she just takes the pill. She doesn't even buzz the water, she's taking it dry.
Alright, cool. You take the pill, the pill goes right down your hatchet, and you swallow it, and he says, "Welcome to the people's voice." As the man, alright, let me describe what he looks like. So he's this 7-foot man, he's towering over Moira, in this blackish, yellowish cloak, and he's, underneath this cloak, he's wearing this, he's wearing more of a blackish coloring of, like, he's wearing a black suit, well more so like a blackish yellowish suit underneath it, and he's just, you see him like with a pocket watch, and he pulls out the pocket watch, he looks at the time, he says, "Ma'am, I would also like to ask your druid capacity, your capabilities." Now we have druids recruited at base camp, here in base camp, but to ask, are you able to do what is the extent of your powers and abilities? That is.
I've never finished my training. I'm still considered a student.
I see.
The strongest thing I can do is turn into a plant. That's it.
Well, I see. Interesting. So you're plant-based druid.
Yes, I was part of the Circle of the Thorn.
Interesting. Okay.
We were very secretive.
Yep.
So not much was known about what we could do.
Interesting. Well, it was it was a pleasure talking to you.
I wish I could say the same, honestly. This was not a pleasant experience.
Well, I had to break the ice. I'm sorry about that.
I do believe you've done more than break the ice. I believe you've shattered it.
Well, I don't sugarcoat, so. Anyways, if it's alright, if you can bring Eudora in, as he sits on the fancy looking like business chair.
She just nods and walks out of the room and just goes, "You're next."
Are you okay?
I'm just peachy.
Mm.
You don't need to ask more.
She's lying.
Just go.
She's lying.
Just go.
Eudora is kind of like, okay.
As
What?
as Eudora goes in, I'm gonna let like the people in the room, like, you know, RP and shit.
Hmm.
Moira just goes off to a corner and starts like cuddling with Mouser, giving him pets and like pulling out like a cat treat from her pocket, just like snuggling up with him.
Is she still that feeling of fear?
Yeah, no, she's still pretty fearful. She doesn't know what's going on and she doesn't quite like where things are headed.
I'm gonna try and approach, but like see that I'm clearly puzzled. Is like I go up, but then step back, thinking of something else, another approach to take, and just held it back, just thinking of what to do in this scenario.
As as Eudora kind of goes into the room. What is Rita and Nox doing?
Nox is well, was about to say something. Alright. Nox says, okay, so I guess continuing on from earlier, I'm all of you guys a senior.
Nox, do you know how to drive a ship? Do you know army formations?
Do you know magic?
Like
Ah.
he knows how to engineer shit, so
I mean,
True.
a team's a team for a reason, but
Yes, there's no I in team.
uh,
but there is an eye and an imagination. He's really good at thinking up shit, so
Yeah, to be fair, we probably shouldn't annoy the guy that could invent something that could destroy us all.
I'm gonna go check up on my room, okay? And I'll be back. And then Nox walks off to some random direction that
So-
he doesn't even know.
So Nox, you're just walking, and you're just walking down these long set of corridors. What's going through your head, man?
But my logic was flawless. That was, I have been the longest in I have been in the longest in this team.
Nox is having a crisis. What is Steven doing?
Nothing.
nothing.
Are you for real?
Yes.
Alright. Why are you so far away?
Because
Shut the fuck up. Okay, anyways, so as Eudora goes into the room, you see the rather tall looking man, in the same attire that I mentioned earlier.
Mm.
The shade of yellow is very striking, and that's the thing that you notice a lot about him.
And for the record, since you stated it a lot, Eudora is not at all intimidated by the fact that he is huge.
Okay. And he
He's
looks,
used to big boys.
yep.
that's what
And
she said.
God damn it.
Sorry.
Why? Why?
He said like 4 lines that could apply to that. I finally broke.
Fuck you. Anyway.
What?
Anyways, basically, you see this man, he looks at you, says, Eudora, was it?
Yeah.
Do you have a
It's
last
me.
name?
Conflagrate.
Interesting. Naming of a fire. So, I just wanted to ask, what are you able to do? What are you capable of? What's your skill set?
I am. I'm not sure I can trust you with that.
Well,
Ooh.
I'll let you in on a little secret. I can do something cool myself too.
What?
I can turn into a giant thunderbird.
Ooh. My dad's told me about those before. Aren't they super old? I thought they, like, went extinct or something.
There are a lot of things in this world that are mysterious and unexplainable, but thunderbirds, I've seen them with my own eyes. They
Okay.
are interesting. Quite interesting. They can just control the weather by moving their wings. Which, funny enough, I can also do.
Well, I can set my hands on fire.
Interesting. Where did you gain this ability?
I'm not supposed to tell anybody.
You can tell me.
Did you ask my dad?
This is adorable.
Who's your dad?
I I don't know if I can tell you that.
Are you sure? Just say his name. I'll probably be able to recognize it.
And then it turns out it's Stephen all along.
Steven was the dad all along.
Stephen!
You
are the father!
anyways, the man states, so who is your father?
Eudora's like fiddling with her hands. She's like really
Oops.
unsure.
My bad.
Yeah, it's fine.
Do you know the name Agrahearth?
Wait. The dragon?
Mm-hmm.
Takes me back a while. I've actually fought with your guardian.
Oh, really?
Yes. We both brawled before.
He's never mentioned you.
Oh, no, there are a lot of things that he hasn't told you.
Well, he gave me some barbecue chips once, and now I can make fire with my hands.
Wait. The gift of the dragon. You received
Yeah, I
it.
think that's what it's called. It tasted like barbecue chips.
You received the gift of the dragon.
Yeah.
You are one lucky child.
My dad says that a lot, but I don't feel very lucky. I have like 1, 2, 3, I don't know, like 5 friends. Yeah.
Miss, when the time comes, you will know your gift that you have received from your family. Or
Yeah, I can make fire with my hands. I already know that one.
have you tried eating fire?
Mm-hmm. It tastes like barbecue chips.
Have you ever tried flying with your abilities?
No, I don't have wings. It's kind of like not a
If you can
person thing.
if you can set your hand on fire and combust as much as possible, and you excrete a lot of flames, you can in theory you would be able to propel yourself.
Eudora tries that right now.
Give me a sec. Roll me a what do you call it? Roll me a Constitution check real quick.
Wait.
So as you do this, you just you light your hands on fire, and then immediately you jump up, and then but because you're in a projected sort of holographic thing, and you have to be in, it's like, you know, the Connect, and how you have to be in like a specific like area for the Connect to read you, right? You
Yeah.
just literally leave your area where the thing could be able to read you, and you just jump up in the air, and you're like 30 feet in the air at the moment, and then you come flying down, and you come to the area that, you know, the little space that the machine can read your movements and stuff, and you just come crashing down.
Holy shit!
Ma'am.
Vedic and Moira can feel her excitement.
Yeah, she's very, you guys feel basically like Eudora's genuine like excitement. How does Vedic and Moira react to this, to I guess like the sensation or whatever, or like the emotion? Or are you guys even here? Damn, they're gone.
Are we even here?
Are we even here?
Are we?
Well, I'm glad someone's having
So
a good time.
basically, anything that's not fear is like, oh shit, okay, that's good.
Oh, okay. What about Moira?
She just like pops her head up for a minute from snuggling her cat. She just goes, "Well, I'm glad someone's having a good time in that room."
And the man says, "It's surprising that you haven't figured this out, but you are learning, and your guardian would want you to to understand your abilities, but I will say though, you have potential.
Yeah, I figured he could have just told me that himself, though. He's kind of a dick sometimes.
He's only doing that because he wants you to find the world yourself.
Yeah, I know. That's why he kicked me out. Wander the earth.
Don't worry, he'll want you back home one day. Every
Oh,
parent
he
does.
better. I'll beat the crap out of him.
Ooh.
Kid.
Then fight.
Kid, you have no idea what your parents is able to do.
Hmm,
Anyways,
find out.
do me a favor.
Hmm?
So, are you completely allying with the people's voice?
Yeah, you know my dad, so I figure I can trust you well enough. He would have told me to stay away from you if not.
Do it. It's a bad idea.
He places down like a box, and then he opens the box and you see a pill. And he says, "Here, then
Is it the red pill? Or is
then-
it the blue pill?
you have to take this."
What is it?
It is basically, well, it was created by our scientists, the smart guys like Knox. Okay.
He's
Basically,
What do I do with it?
you eat it.
Ew.
It's tasteless. It's a pill. What happens is it's kind of like
What do pills do?
they are usually used for medicine, but this one is specifically used for the purpose of of when we want to trust you or not.
What does it do?
What happens is when you decide to leave, you are able to leave anytime. However, you will lose all of your memories of
What?
you will lose your memories of this group and the people you have associated yourself with.
to be fair, she doesn't have much of
Yeah. And he says this. He says, however, you can continuously still stay, but you have to take this. It is a requirement.
Well, what if I accidentally leave? I don't want to forget all of this. It would make my journey pointless.
What do you mean accidentally leave?
I don't know, if I mess up or something.
Can you specify, please?
I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing most of the time, so I don't know if I mess up sometimes. I don't know. I don't really know what I'm doing.
Well, miss, if you want to keep staying, you're gonna have to take it. It's a small exchange that you have to go through. It's for our own security.
Fine. Eudora just puts it in her mouth and chews it.
She chomps on it and swallows the entire thing and says, "Alright, thank you." Anyways, bring... Well, the giant's sleeping. Is the giant still sleeping? Russ, is he still sleeping?
Me? I don't know what he's doing.
As he walks out the room, you can proceed to follow him. He looks around, he sees Russ on the ground, and he says, this guy. I wonder who this man is."
Is he saying this outside? We're we can
Yeah,
hear him.
yeah. You guys see the man coming out. He comes out the room, and he says,
He's a big fucking giant. BFG.
he's sleeping on the ground, and the guy looks at the giant. "Well, it's unfortunate for him. Knox. Knox."
Yes.
As Knox is still walking down that endless corridor. Now walking back. As Knox
Did
goes,
you need something?
he says, "I entrust you with this," as he gives you a box, a small wooden locket box, and he says, "It's the pill that everybody took at the very beginning of your journey. You already know what it is.
Why don't we feed him now? I
Well,
mean,
I want him to be conscious when he takes this and know what he's getting himself into. So when the time has come, uh, when the time has come, you are able to essentially give this to him. As he gives you this, by the way, an explanation for a brief explanation as to why you holographic people are able to intake food and hold on to items is because of the fact that the Sanzai tree like it basically transports like the item into the person, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So magic. Magic.
Sure.
That's all I need.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean, yeah, Steven just needs to know that it's magic.
You're saying it wrong. Magic.
I hate you. Anyways, after that, the man says, "Well, it has been a pleasure to meet you all. Now, the rest of you, the four actually, Steven, Vedic, and Rita, and Nox. You guys have been here the longest, and you guys have journeyed quite long. And here, as he walks out, he comes back with basically a nice looking, brown box. It's like super smooth and whatnot. It's made of
so a
cardboard.
coffin?
No, cardboard. and
Yeah, he's just carrying a big ass smooth coffin.
and he basically like hands Rita, Vedic, and Steven. You guys are official People's Voice members, so you guys deserve this. It is your
Deserve a box.
it is your uniform.
I'm looking at it. What does the uniform look like?
So there's two parts to the uniform. One is a very, very nice looking suit. Like it looks super expensive. And it's like it has a slight undertone of like yellow, the yellow isn't overwhelming the suit, so like it fits well. And basically it's basically the other part, because I said it's a two part. The other part is basically a cloak, and it's the cloak that Nox and Locke Freeman are wearing.
What do those look like?
They look like this blackish, yellowish cloak that kind of
So is this guy's favorite color yellow?
the
I guess.
the yellow is actually a representation.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean it's something, it's more of a I guess like of a literary choice as to why I chose the color yellow. But basically the guy he has this yellow cloak. It has a hoodie, so you can actually put your head over. And yeah, he hands you these. For Steven, it's a nice suit and whatnot. And then for Rita, actually, for Rita has this like nice looking like suit, but then also hers come with a dress.
What do
Huh.
like? What does it look like to me?
I mean, it's basically, imagine a nice looking pair of suit, but with like, like a tuxedo kind of deal. Uh, with like occasional like yellow under covers or whatever.
So the suit's all the same for everyone?
Mhm.
So me and Vedic both got a cloak.
Yeah. And Rita got three things actually. She got a suit, a dress, and a cloak.
I wanted a dress. Oh.
I'm gonna look at this and basically go like, I can make it work. Might
Alrighty.
make a little bit of changes.
Am I forced to wear this?
well, you have to wear one of the one. Yeah, you have to wear at least one part of the uniform. Some people just wear the cloak. Some people just wear the suit. Some people wear both.
Shit. I might actually need to get one of you guys to do like a kind of do a write up of like what this looks like for me to try and see is like what kind of changes can I make to it to make it look like.
I got you. I got you on what the suit will look like, but not now. But anyways, the Steven, yeah, what's up?
Does this cloak have sleeves to it, or is it just like a drape over?
Wait, what?
Does this cloak have sleeves to it, or is it like a drape over cloak?
Give me a sec. Oh, it's more like it's like a drape over. Yeah. Give me a sec. Let me see if I'm right specifically.
Damn it, it's raining.
Yeah. It's pretty much like a drape over. And then it has like a little like locket at the front, so it keeps it like you can keep it locked. You know, like.
Because his name is Locke. I get it.
Ha ha. No, that's not the reason, but okay. I'm gonna Thanos snap you. Anyways. Anyways, but yeah, the Rita. By the way, as he hands it to you, how does Rita react to this?
She's mortified.
She's mortified.
Yeah.
She doesn't like it at all. She doesn't know what to do. In her mind, she's like, it would be impolite to reject it, but at the same time, it's like the worst gift she's ever received.
Are they all in our sizes, like perfect fits?
Yes.
That fucking creeps me out.
Oh, they know because of the holographic thing. Like it scans your entire like I guess yeah.
But yeah,
Like-
she's just she's just sitting there with her hands like with the box, and she doesn't know. She's so confused. She doesn't want to give it back, but at the same time, she doesn't want to keep it.
Wait, Mac.
Mhm.
So it scans so it can tell like the body shape. But what if they're wearing loose clothing? Would they still be able to tell?
They would just have estimated measures.
Estimated?
No.
How you said?
What?
What?
It would be like an estimate of like their body size. So yeah. Anyways, Rita, as you're just, like literally holding on to this, the man says, "Well, it has been an honor talking to each and one of you, minus the giant fellow. However,
Don't worry, he's pretty trusting.
however, hopefully I get to see him in the future. Anyways, with that, I wish you luck on your journey."
Wait, if you want to talk to him when he's awake, what times?
Well,
You could just leave him here.
I specifically held this meeting just to talk to everyone, but our guest isn't. Our friend is currently sleeping. The next time we'll talk is when I am able to do so, to discuss topics with you. But the next time we'll talk is not for a while.
I see.
Anyways, I bid you all farewell. Goodbye. As he says this, you guys, the area just kind of like gets all like flashy and stuff, and you guys go back to your ships, or you guys are at your ships, and the little like, you know, connect fucking space square thing just disappears, and you guys are just now chilling on the ship.
Alright.
Dora's
So,
gonna start flying again. That shit was wicked.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at
Medora?
Eudora.
I look at this is like, damn, you could do that?
So we
Yeah,
got
that
uniforms.
dude, whatever
apparently.
his name was, just told me I could do this.
Nice
It's like,
job.
would I know from looking at the wings is like dragon stuff?
Well, she doesn't have wings. She's using
Or,
her hands.
Oh, okay, she's using her hands.
Yeah, and no, you wouldn't know.
That's really cool.
I know, I'm cool. Yeah, she's just gonna like circle a little bit. Relax, not really do anything.
While this is all happening, Moira's just gonna be like staring up the crow's nest, like, oh, I wanna go back up there, but last time I was up there, shit happened. And she immediately just goes to look for a place to hide.
Alright, so
I'm gonna head up the mantle and just basically go like, all right, so where do you guys want to go? Is there any idea of like an island that we can spread the good word, or try?
I know 2 places, 3 places, and it's my house, Cactus Island, and wherever we are now.
Shit, like you could go sail in a direction and see where it takes us.
She's gonna point in a western direction and go that way.
I'm gonna look at the rose. Oh, fuck, I keep forgetting what it's called.
the compass rose, or the pointer
compass
rose,
rose.
the pointer
Yeah,
rose.
the pointer rose. I look at the pointer rose, see if it can point west.
I mean, it's always pointing west, but it's pointing towards the general location. By the way, please make me a water vehicles check.
Okay. Water vehicle.
So while that's all happening, Rita is going to go and put this box, in her room,
Boom. There we go.
and kind of just hide it underneath her bed and never touch it again. And then she's gonna bring out her journal and start writing in it what just happened to them. So she's just gonna chill in her room,
Alright.
writing in her journal.
That's fine. What is Nox gonna do?
Oh, are we back on the ship? Alright. He's gonna go into his room and prepare a certain something.
Alrighty.
Last
be
time we
vague?
compared a certain something, we destroyed Moira's backstory.
Last time he did anything, he destroyed everything. Everything Nox does is a
I want
mistake.
to roll. Where is it? I guess
Alright.
it would be Tinker's Tools. I want to roll Tinker's Tools to make a little clockwork mouse.
Oh,
Why?
you wanna create Mouser, but an actual Mouser.
Why?
No, it's like
Get it? Cause it's a
I
mouse.
get it, but, like-
Ha.
But why?
But why not though?
it's like one of
But
those
why?
blind
Okay, just fucking do it. Just roll the damn shit. Just do
Roll it, you
Just,
motherfucker.
just do it.
Just do it. Did my
Uh,
roll 20 crash? Oh, damn it, it did.
Mine crashed too, I'd already said it.
dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess the server's borked.
day.
Pork? Did you say the server's pork?
Alright, let
Yeah.
me roll for
I
Okay.
can't even reload it. That's
You-
fucking weird.
You
Yeah, I had to close it and do it on a different tab.
you succeed.
Alright, I have a clockwork mouse now.
The mouse. Well, actually, you succeed on creating the mouse itself. Now you just need to make it so that it's sentient.
Oh no, it's not like a golem thing or like a pet thing. It's more like a wind-up toy clockwork thing.
Oh, okay. Like a toy.
Like an automaton.
Mm-hmm.
And
Alright.
and Nox is just gonna let it loose on the ship.
Oh, well, where are you currently?
I would be in the hallway of the rooms.
Okay. The mouse starts like just moving sporadically, and after 20 seconds later, the mouse stops moving.
Dang. I'm just gonna keep it back. Yeah, have it with me then.
Nox, you see a spider on the ceiling.
Oh,
You notice a spider on the ceiling as it's crawling. By the way, where's Moira?
I have no clue. I just said she was going off to find a place to hide.
Okay, cool. So
Shit.
so Moira, you're currently hiding in the room where the rudder is placed.
Which is where?
Which is like the very bottom of the ship.
Okay.
And Nox, by the way, this spider is like moving relatively fast, and actually, you
how
You-
big is the spider?
yeah, I was about to say, right? You realize, like, you kind of double check for a second to make sure the size of this thing is like actually the size of this thing, and then you realize the size of the spider is like literally the size of your fucking hands. And you see the spider moving, and it's moving really fast, not towards you actually, away from you, and it's going towards the lower half of the ship. As it's crawling and moving. Moira, right? What are you doing in that specific room, hiding? Like, what else are you doing besides hiding?
Vedic and Eudora can feel this, but she's straight up crying and cuddling Mouser.
Oh, okay.
Like, she's not okay right now.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Yes.
Eudora's gonna be a little bit of that kind of person, and she's gonna try and find Moira because she feels bad, not just
Yeah.
because Moira feels bad.
Remember, you can teleport with the bracelet to her.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that
Wait,
too.
Is that
So-
only once a day?
Yeah, it's once
Yes.
a day.
Yeah, I've already done.
I'm gonna try and find her too, and just imagine. Aw, shit, here we go again.
Ah, ha, ha, yeah. So wait, Vedic, are you gonna teleport or no?
Nah, I'm gonna look for her.
Okay.
Do I even know it can teleport?
Yeah.
Nox said it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Okay, so basically, you're walking around, and Eudora, you're also trying to look for this person. Moira, as you're crying furiously in that little like area that is relatively
I mean,
soundproof
she's
because
not in
Do I-
hysterics. She's just
Do
really,
I run
really
into
sad and
Eudora
silent
trying to
crying.
find?
yeah,
Do I find Eudora's like?
yeah.
Go, like, are you looking for Moira as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to look for it too.
You see Moira as you're crying. You see in the corner of your eye, you see a spider that's literally the size of your hands. And it is moving really, really fast. Almost like it's coming after you.
Moira lets out the loudest fucking scream you have ever heard and immediately scrambles into whatever corner. Just like Eudora smells it, like, Mouser, get it away from me!
As Mouser like pokes at it, it dies. But then from like its lower half of the body,
Oh god.
it splits open, and you see like spiders that are like the size of bottle caps, and and there's like 20 of them that just all comes out of that spider that Mouser pretty much like pierced into.
Jeez.
There's like 20.
Moira is in hysterics, curling farther in the corner.
Hey, I wonder if Moira doesn't like spiders.
Basically for the other two people that are trying to find her, you hear terrifying screams, and you feel a sense of genuine fear and like an absolute like just like ape shit type deal, She's losing her shit pretty much. You guys can tell. I don't know.
I'm gonna like. You go to Eudora's like.
Yeah, like I said, Eudora falls at you like a dog.
We gotta go and help her. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Yeah, Eudora's just gonna start like running around looking for Moira. Does she find her?
Yeah. You guys end up in the rudder room. You guys see Moira, and you see and you also see there's a bunch of spiders that's like all around her, and
Eudora is going to shriek,
No, I'm going. Oh no.
and she's just gonna start throwing fire at.
Oh my god, okay. So, roll for hit. Roll for, roll for the one that requires you to, use your, I guess the breath one, or not the breath one. The one where it's like the slashing one. Wait, fuck, my bad. Alright.
Wait, wrong. Wait.
So you start throwing fire, and
Mhm.
you just uncontrollably throwing fire all at once, and you end up roasting Moira a bit, kind of a lot, and in the most cartoonish way possible. Like by the time you were like, you're just fucking going ham with this thing.
Insert Tom scream.
Yeah, you see Moira like burnt to a crisp, and she's well, not literally, but more so like the cartoonish sense. And
There's like smoke coming from her hair, ash on her face.
yeah, and then as she like opens her mouth, like the smoke comes out of her mouth.
Are the spiders gone?
Yeah, the spiders are gone.
Yeah,
They're,
Eudora's like. She does not like bugs.
by the way, you guys see that that the rudder room is kind of on fire slightly.
Oh
I'll-
shit!
I'll go to Eudora's it's like I'll put out the fire. You talk to her, cause whatever you just did, it's probably less damage than what I've done.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'll go put
You're
out
just
the
gonna-
fire.
Eudora's gonna take a couple like deep breaths, like okay, and she's gonna turn to Moira and like very slowly get a little closer to her and say, "Are you okay?"
No
What's
response.
wrong with this ship? He just starts bawling.
I'm sorry.
By the way,
Eudora's
how's
gonna start crying too.
yeah? They both start crying, like in unison. It's like you hear both like, but basically, Vedic,
Moira's just like hugging her as she cries.
how are you gonna try to put out the fire?
Does Nox see the fire?
Yeah, Nox, you see smoke, and by the way,
Nox, get some water.
Rita,
I just didn't know.
Rita, like I don't where are you chilling right now?
In my room.
Oh yeah, you hear screaming and you hear the annoying cries of Moira and fucking Eudora crying in
Wow,
unison.
the annoying cries.
No, I'm kidding.
Damn.
I'm kidding.
Fucking ruthless over here.
I'm kidding. No, well, this isn't Rita. This isn't Rita's perspective. You feel me?
Rita hears the screaming and everything that's going on, and in her mind she just goes, and then turns a page in her journal and continues writing. She doesn't give a crap.
Smell the smoke.
Yeah, she smells.
Would she like smell
Yeah,
the
she
smoke?
would. She would.
The smell of smoke is something that she smells a lot, so she's not.
Is it because she's always on fire? But anyways, as you're trying to put out the fire, Vedic, what are you gonna do to try to put out the fire?
Do I still have that uniform on me?
Yeah,
Like, how big is the fire?
it's like at this point it's raging.
Shit. Are there buckets or like water that I?
No,
Or buckets
Nox,
I
what are you gonna do?
Oh wait, how much water is in that flask I have? Infinite?
Yeah, it's infinity.
Literally, I'm just gonna pour that on it.
Okay, you're pouring it, but it's not enough. You need something. You need to basically pour it onto a fire in mass quantities, but you don't have mass quantities.
Nox is gonna kick open the. Actually, was it open?
Yeah, it was open.
Door.
Yeah.
Okay. Nox is gonna walk in, with a prideful aura, I guess,
Yeah.
and then activate his gauntlets, and then shoot his little ice bullet.
Yeah, you
things.
yeah, shoot it, buddy. Shoot that shit.
Do
And,
I do my thing?
what What? Oh yeah. Do the
Oh.
con. Yeah, I mean wisdom. Okay,
Oh
yeah,
shit, I'm fine.
you see, you're fine. As Nox, you know, you just the icicles just scatter, and then the area just completely gets doused out in ice, and then the ice completely melts into water as the area is doused.
Haha. Only the
Aw.
senior of the group can do this kind of thing.
Oh my fucking god, Nox. Oh my god.
I'm gonna
Nox
pop-
grieves
I'm
even
gonna
though he's
pat
not
Nox
the
on the head and go like,
Yo.
fucking awesome, dude. That's great.
Dude,
Thanks,
the Nox is the senior of the group. Hell yeah.
Hey. You know, one day you keep working like that, you're gonna be one.
The person who fucks the most shit up is the senior. So Nox is the senior.
Hey, I have no idea that he made the spider. All right. Remember that.
Dude, okay, so basically, Nox, you put out the fire, and as everybody's just kind of convening, does anybody want to do anything else before we go on break?
Not really.
Well,
Oh,
like everyone was. Eudora and I were gonna talk to. We were going to talk to Moira.
Yeah. So,
Moira's
I was
still
gonna say,
crying now. She's just like, everything's just worse for her right now,
Yeah.
honestly.
alright, so, Rita, what's up?
Oh, I was gonna say, like, right up at the end, after, like, Nox puts out the fire, Rita finally shows up at the scene and just kind of looks around.
Oh, hey Rita.
She kind of
Hey,
just
Rita.
looks around.
Damn,
She
did
just,
she
like,
live like this?
she just looks at everything and then shrugs and then turns back around
I
and
was
goes to the kitchen.
I'm gonna go and say like, hey Rita, thanks for coming. Although you're a little bit late.
Rita just gives you a thumbs up.
You know, Rita
And
could
then-
have, Rita could have literally prevented that fire.
I don't care.
I realized that Rita can just like be like, oh, I have paint powers, like, it's
Well, Nox put out the fire, so I'm giving the thanks to Nox.
all right. Oh, okay.
And I also know that I had the potential, but Rita's character just doesn't give a fuck. Okay.
Nox gives a fuck, Rita doesn't. It's easy enough to understand.
Okay, so as as this is going on, Eudora and Moira, what are you guys doing?
Crying,
you-
cuddling Mouser as soon as he comes back to me.
Y'all can
Eudora's
yeah.
kind of like petering off, and she's like, "Why am I crying?" It was mostly like secondhand sadness.
Yeah,
Like Moira started crying, so Eudora started crying.
I'm gonna notice this like, hey, what's with all the sad faces?
I don't know.
I go over to them and then I give Eudora my handkerchief that I pull out somewhere. I don't know, but I just give her.
I
Like,
go to Eudora and try to smile.
What the fuck? Oh no!
Oh no!
Be happy.
Feel
make,
like,
make a make a make a
Wait,
charisma
does
check.
Eudora have to save? Does she
No.
have to do a
Make
save?
make a okay, yeah, no, never mind. Actually, for once in your entire life, you see this person that's always been serious faced, smiling, or like break a smile, and actually it's a pretty damn good one.
It's like a Jim Carrey smile.
It's like
Do I see this?
yes.
Thank you. What's your name again?
Oh my god.
Like,
I'm really sorry. I'm
how
not
long has
sorry.
it been since she was on the ship?
Maybe like
Pardon?
2 days. Maybe like 2 days.
It's been like a day.
Like a day or two.
Speaking of which, I'm just saying.
See, a little bit
Carrey's
of
like
anger
Marvel's
comes from the bracelet. It's like, medic, it's fine. It's
I'm
only,
sorry. I'm
it's okay.
I guess Eudora's in that list of people that Vedic just treats like fucking super well compared to everyone else. It's like on that caliber of like Russ.
It's like a half and half.
Look, I treat everyone on this ship fine. It's just Steven.
Hey, you know what? Last time, Steven and Vedic got along somewhat well.
Anyways,
Yeah, we
with
did.
that, we're gonna pause. All right.
Mhm.